State your business or get a backside full of buckshot.
Keep your powder dry, it's family.
Hey, Smoking Joe, what do you know?
Cut.
That was a scene from Unseen Swamp Things, Miss Jessie's short film. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Cracker Culture, the podcast for real Floridians. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow all of our formats. You can contribute to our stupidity at buymeacoffee.com/smokingjoe. Also, check out our merchandise shop at smokingjoenation.com. We love you, Florida. Hello, everybody. This is Smoking Joe with the Cracker Culture podcast for real Floridians. I'm here with my co-host, Lizard Dick, and we just wanted to jump in here and talk about some things going on in Florida and other places. I guess probably big news in Florida is remains of said to be of Brian Laundrie has been found, you know, a lot of people speculated that he was dead or up in North Carolina or a few other places. I personally thought that he, being somewhat of a supposed survivalist, that he would have found a way to get through the swamp. I can't wait to see what the coroner's report is. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they searched for him for a long time. I'm curious to see the time of death. You know, like you say, how long he was out in the woods and how long he was running free, because, I mean, they searched for a long time. But then there was they said that the land was underwater at the time.
Right.
Okay, so if it was underwater, would you normally stand in the water and do yourself harm? Not normally. I mean, when you find, but maybe that's all there was water then.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, that's what I would like to
know.
see, the coroner's report, because that boy was frequented that area and those trails often, according to his family, and that's why I want to see the coroner's report, to see, did he take the coward's way out and off himself rather than face judgment, or something else happened. I mean, you know, we even went to a trial. I mean, it's pretty much all indications show that he must have strangled this girl, but you still have the burden of proof that now we'll never make it to trial because he's no longer with us. Now, you know, and that being said, in the swamp a lot of things can happen, but him being supposedly an outdoorsman, and the water levels here in Florida have been high, but I mean, there's trails there. Unless he was, one, snake bit, and a lot of people say that I guess they said the remains were scattered where make it looks like an alligator bite, but you know, the thing about it is
Birds, anything can get in there.
I just want to wait until we see what the coroner says. Now, Gabby Petito's family has remained silent, and look, I understand that. If any parent that suffers the loss of a child, that's a pain that never goes away, and it's something that you know, in the heat of the moment, I wouldn't want to talk about it neither, because you say a lot of things that you don't think about during the situation.
Right, because you're in the situation.
Well, we'll move on. We'll go over to Marion County, Florida. All right, Marion County, Florida, a fella named of Clifton Anthony Bliss Jr. Seems he got upset with his next door neighbor.
Clifton did?
Clifton did. He confronted James Arlen Taylor Jr. and about his feline trespassing on Clifton's property.
Feline meaning like a cat. Okay, his cat was trespassing.
Mr. Taylor's cat apparently was spending time over on Mr. Bliss's property. Mr. Bliss
was not happy with
Not at all. So Mr. Bliss angrily, he confronted Mr. Taylor and threatened to shoot the cat.
Well, and why not? The cat is on his property.
Well,
Joe, What do you want him to do? Just let the cat roam around on his property? He's paying taxes
It's a
though.
cat. It's a cat. It's a cat. What's a cat gonna do? It's a cat.
There's a crap in his yard. He's going to walk down through the yard barefooted and step in it.
Let me just tell you, Mr. Bliss was angry enough to go inside and retrieve his pistol and come out. He come out and threatened to shoot the cat. And apparently Mr. Taylor asked him please not to kill his beloved pet. And Mr. Bliss obliged. He didn't kill the cat.
See, great story, Joe.
He turned around and shot Mr. Taylor.
What?
Killed him dead. And that's sad, but he killed the cat. Mr. Taylor asked him not to kill the cat. He didn't. He killed Mr. Taylor. And currently, Mr. Bliss is being held without bond, charged with second-degree murder. Second-degree homicide.
Now, does he have a GoFundMe account set up yet?
Who knows? But the cat might have had 9 lives, but poor Mr. Taylor didn't.
No, only one, and it's.
And this gives a bad rap because everybody says, oh, Florida people. Like I've told you before, our crazy people aren't from here. They relocated from somewhere up north.
I have to say that I relocated down here. I'm not a native of Florida. I'm not a cracker, I guess, so to speak. I hope I don't know if I was allowed to say that or not, but
You're allowed to say whatever you want.
Well, being from Oklahoma, I didn't know if I was allowed to really, But anyway, yeah. So I relocated.
The culture, the cracker culture, really is a lot to do with cattlemen and farming and
Well, I've
things
been on a
like that.
farm, and I know about
There's a
animals
lot-
and stuff.
There's a lot of ranchers out around Oklahoma, that's for sure. Well, let's move on over across the coast to Boynton Beach.
Boynton Beach. Isn't that up north up there by Cape Canaveral?
No, I don't think so.
I didn't think so. Okay.
On I-95, Florida State Trooper Dominic Alexandria was assisting a lady with the SUV changing a flat tire. He barely escapes a Dodge truck as it rammed the SUV he was helping. This is scary. I've seen the actual dash cam footage of this. I mean, Mr. Alexandria literally stepped out seconds. Now, the truck did crash into the SUV, and the lady got hit that he was helping, but they said that she had minor injuries, and so, I mean,
Right.
that's a good thing. Now, this happened on the northbound side of I-95, right by the Hippaloosa exit. Troopers are asking for your help in locating a vehicle that fled from the scene. Now, there was supposedly there was a car that hit a white truck that hit the Dodge, that caused the Dodge to go into the SUV and almost hit Trooper Alexandria. If you have any information about this accident and this car that fled the site, Florida Highway Patrol asks you to contact them at star 347. So yeah, that's pretty.
I'm sure Crime Stoppers would probably go through there.
Trying to skirt across a lot of the Florida topics now. I have been expressed my opinion to and about Lee County School Board member District 3's Chris Patrica. To this lady, the only thing I can say is resign, resign, resign. Don't waste the governor's time. Go ahead and resign. Now, they had that meeting on what was it, the 9th, I think? Well, they had a school board meeting, and I watched it. I was supposed to have been there, and I wasn't able to make it. The whole board come unglued. I mean, it was the god-awfulest thing you ever seen, with them accusing each other, and they let the cat out of the bag. That's a dysfunctional organization, and all but maybe 1 or 2 of them needs to be replaced. And you had in that meeting where it all went to hell, Melissa Giovanelli at that time tried to pass a motion to have Chris Patrica investigated for abuse of power, and it didn't pass. And then it got over to Miss Gibbons. Now I'm gonna tell you, Miss Gibbons done the right thing, but I think for the wrong reasons. Miss Gibbons did call for a vote have the governor to come in and review Chris Patrica, which that's great. They do need to review it, but not over just this last comment she made about the Hispanic community. She's got a lot of questionable, shady deals she's been part of that need to be questioned. However, Miss Gibbons, and I'm sad to say this, is when I watch her, she cries victim about everything. And you know, that's just no place. I mean, if you want to be a leader, that's what you do, you lead. And don't quit trying to act like you're the oppressed and everybody else is the oppressor. Right. And another thing that really pisses me off right now, and I don't know if maybe it's just me, the word systemic. In your lifetime, now...
I'm trying to think of the meaning of it, to be honest with you.
Now, the reason I'm saying is you're trying to think of the meaning. Before Joe Biden became president, how many times did you hear the word systemic in your lifetime that you can recall?
I don't think I ever heard of it. That's why
it's
I
a
just
new
asked
word,
you what
and
it was.
y'all are burning it up. Y'all, every time I look, even on the web page, I'm here for systemic change. You know, you're systemically pissing the rest of the people off. We don't care. We do not care. It's not about race. It's about our children. If you're working for the school board, you've got one agenda, and that is to help our children to formulate their minds and grow, and we want you to do it according to what our ideals are. Nobody wants somebody else going against, a parent does not want nobody else going against their core beliefs. And right now, with, you know, I just applaud the parents. I've seen there's a couple ladies, and there's a few men too. They're there at every school board meeting, and they're pushing, they're fighting against CRT. They're fighting against the books in the schools that have such vulgarities and obscenities. They're fighting against the transgender bathrooms or whatever. I mean, look, it's out of control. We never dealt with that in school growing up. And don't get me wrong, folks. I'm sure there was people in school that had alternative lifestyle choices. But they didn't put a neon sign around their neck to make sure everybody knew about it neither. You know, like, you better accept me.
I was just sitting here thinking about it, and you know, we went to school in the 70s, basically, graduated in the 80s, and in the early 80s, and like you said, it was kind of you know, you got two diapers here, a blue one and a pink one, boys and a girls. You got a men's and a women's bathroom. Transgender, you wouldn't have known nothing about it if you'd have said that term when I was coming up, but all of a sudden, now we have those folks. And I'm not saying they aren't there. That's great. I mean, I understand that. I'm just saying we didn't have that. It's sort of the same thing as when I went to school, you didn't have HDD. You had ADD, whatever it is. Whatever it is. You didn't have that, but what I can tell you was my dad had a belt, and he used it, yeah. And that was my medicine for ADD or whatever it was, you know. Well, but, and I ain't saying that's, you know, but think about, I don't remember my father telling me anything about, he knew anything about transgender. Well, I don't think that discussion ever came up. And I don't think that you know, I don't know.
Well, you know, it's just, again, I think it's silly. If you have a different lifestyle, that's okay. I don't care. Lizard's got a different lifestyle. I've got a different lifestyle. But I ain't forcing it on nobody. I ain't telling you choose my way or choose my...
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if I can say this, but I'd hate to be standing in a stall and some little girlie walk in a dress and pull up there and lift up her dress to the stall next to me, the urinal next to me, and just go to the bathroom. I might be a little uncomfortable in that situation.
Especially if she had...
I mean, it might, you know...
Especially if she is more well endowed than you.
Well, if she was standing further back from the urinal than I was, I might be impressed.
The only thing I got to say to the Lee County School Board is clean it up. Get rid of Chris Patrica. And Chris Patrica, we ain't going away. You should be embarrassed to show your face. You had one supporter. She had one. So everybody else said the same thing. We want rid of Chris Patrica. Chris Patrica resigned. Chris Patrica needs to be investigated. But however, she did have one positive supporter. It was a homeless woman that come in to get out of the damn heat and enjoy the air conditioning. That's the truth. Sorry. That's what happened. If you watch the school board, the only person is a person that probably had no clue anything about Chris Patrica. She come in off the street. She admittedly said that she was homeless, and and then she stood up for Chris Patrica, but it was another person that just looked for attention for the moment, And again, Chris Patrica, do the world a favor. Please get out of our school system, and Florida's done with you. I mean, Florida's done with Chris Patrica. I can promise you. Either you'll go your way, or when the governor gets through, you'll go his. I've seen better pile of gator shit. And it ain't just Lee County school boards. Broward County Public School stand to lose almost $500,000 for not obeying the state of Florida guidelines right now. They're continually doing masks. They're continually doing quarantines, and they're just going to do without the money. It's just look. It's just uncalled for what they're doing to our children.
Well, this is going to sound dumb, and maybe I'm naive in this, but what happened to all the money that was given to the schools when there were no schools? Do you know what I'm saying? The months that nobody was in school. Where did all that money go? Was that for alternative, for web-based sending out to the kids? Was that for laptops for the kids so they could learn at home? I'm just asking, because a lot of money can get wasted and nobody knows anything about it.
Look, the Lee County School Board is a $2 billion industry. That's a Fortune 500 company, and they are wasting your tax dollars just at an incredible rate. And the problem is here's something I'd like to say. They wanted to get an opt-out on the mask and stuff, which I understand. I think it should have been an opt-in instead of opt-out. But hell, I want to opt-out on paying taxes for shit that I don't believe I want to participate in. Let me opt-out of paying any taxes to that defunct school board. Until they get rid of the garbage on that school board, I think they would have shut all money down to them. As long as Chris Patrica's there, I don't think that we would have given him $1.
Patrica!
Is this video?
Resign, you bitch!
Like I said, I just had to say my part. I got a kid in the Lee County school system now. I've raised kids through the Lee County school system. Me and my wife, we both are products of the Lee County school system. It's sad when you see the abuse of office, power, whatever you want to call it, that's going on, the backdoor deals, the attacks on local farmers and local businesses, earmarks. There's just so much, and everything seems to be Chris Patrica's the catalyst. So Chris Patrica, do everybody a favor, get the hell out of Florida. Go up to St. Pete.
All right. Love St. Pete. Love going over the bridge, checking it out. Yep.
I used to have a place in St. Pete. Me and Gary used
I took my old car up there one time.
Sure did.
Terrified, but did it. Yeah.
Had a lady in her 50s who was sitting on her seawall.
Are you kidding? Sitting on her seawall. This can't be good.
Well, she falls into the canal.
Okay, I go for that.
And she is severely bitten on the arm by a baby alligator.
Severely bitten by a baby alligator.
Severely bitten by a baby alligator.
Okay.
Now the woman is in stable condition.
Stable. That's good.
The alligator said it left a bad taste in his mouth, but he's moving on.
So, FWC was called, and the alligator's going to be okay.
They're looking for the alligator.
Oh, the alligator is unknown right now.
Yeah, they're looking for this baby alligator so they can
use the DNA on everything. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on right now.
Did she get in trouble for catch and release?
No.
Because realistically, you're not supposed to handle an alligator. like if when it was biting her and she tried to knock it off, that's actually assault on an endangered species.
It's not an endangered species.
Well, what is it?
It's
You're not allowed to harm an alligator.
The hell you ain't. Long as
No,
you got a tag, you can eat
you
that
go
son
out
of
there
a-
and you take a 2x4
Bro.
and jump out in the pond and beat the hell out of an alligator and see if FDWC don't come after your ass.
He might come after him, but I'm gonna have a tag on his tail before he gets there.
Well, most people don't carry alligator tags in their pocket, okay? Oh my gosh.
Well, I tell you-
Florida. You are a cracker from Florida to carry alligator tags. Oh, they probably got one in their hat. They just ripped it out of there and tie it on. It's like Mokechobe or something, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on. This happened today in Doral, Florida. The world's gone batshit
What
crazy.
the hell's going on in Doral, Florida now?
Well, two officers in Doral was responding to a crash, and when they pulled up, one suspect got out and opened fire on the two officers. The one officer had gunshot wounds to his chest, arm, and leg. He's in critical condition, but they say he's going to pull through. Another officer, they said it was grazed on the left cheek. Now, I don't know what information they've released since I last got my information, but what I understood that there was several rounds fired into the windshield of the second officer, and the glass breaking from the windshield, from what I understand, embedded into his cheek. Now, that's what the story I heard, and whatever. And this happened right down the road from the Miami-Dade Police Department.
And how many minutes was the response time? I hate to ask.
Well, like I said, they were just there. They were there on. These two officers went to investigate a crash.
Right.
And you know, not only the two officers got wounded. There was a box truck driver, I guess, that some debris or something from the incident harmed him. You know, it's not a safe world we live in.
No.
You know, it's
Yeah. Even the police don't want to be police anymore. It's too dangerous for them.
Well, yeah. Look, my heart goes out to these officers. I mean, that's a hell of a job out there, and it's a thankless job for the most part, because the people that you realistically end up that need your services are the people that's wanting to defund you and scream all kinds of names at you and stuff. It's not just regular conservative people, because Dr. Fauci is kind of on the fence about letting us have Christmas with each other in our homes.
Oh. Well, shit. I didn't know. Was I supposed to check on the bulletin board and find out? What about Thanksgiving? Is that okay?
Well, like I said, he seemed to think that Halloween's okay because it's outdoors. Look.
Wait a minute. People are going crazy, okay?
Look, I tell you what, I don't know, this has happened a while back, but out in Miami, one of the highway signs, you know, that flashed, it flashed, arrest Fauci, arrest Fauci. You know, they would put that all over I-95 and I-75. Well, in other news, Pablo Escobar's hippos, almost 100 of them, are recognized as legal U.S. persons. What do you think about that?
So, are they going to be forced to get a job and pay taxes and get a license plate on their big asses?
Well,
I mean, I'm just asking the hard questions here. They're going to be citizens, right? So they have more rights than the Mexicans trying to climb the wall?
Yeah.
Are you sitting there telling me that?
They didn't
Did
say,
they get a social security number?
They didn't say they
I'm
were
just
citizens.
asking, can they drive cars?
They didn't call them citizens, they called them U.S. persons. How is a hippo a person?
Well, that in
Is
itself
a
is
mammal?
where I was going off on a tangent about all this. I was trying to, you know.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, look, it's easy to laugh and think, but 100 hippos of Pablo Escobar's is big news. How in the hell is that big news with everything that's going on in the country?
Well, it's not like you're going to eat them, right? Do you eat a hippo? What do you do with a hippo?
I don't know. I think a hippo's the most deadliest animal in the world.
I know, but I'm just saying, but if If it doesn't die of natural causes, do people in that country, do they eat hippo meat?
I don't know. I've never
Just-
ate. That's Colombia. I ain't never heard of the Colombians eating hippo meat. I think they eat poppies.
So if you haven't heard of hippos, they're just like oversized dogs that run around and eat all the time and don't do nothing else. I mean, what do they do? What does a hippo do?
It sits in the water and poops and eats like children.
Okay, but it really provides no function. Does it kill any other animals or something?
It can kill a man. It's
I
the
know
most
it can,
deadliest
Joe. I'm
animal in the
asking,
world.
what does the animal do in this world?
I'm
other than
not a
just
hippo
exist?
expert, and hippos are not native to Florida, so they're not in my repertoire.
Oh, excuse me, sir. I thought you were so worldly.
And, well, worldly or not, I never wanted to.
You never want to be chased by a hippo?
No.
Oh, I heard they're bad.
Well, if that ain't this next news story
Uh-oh.
is supposed to be the most popular trending news story in the world today. It's out of Germany.
Germany?
Yes.
Huh.
Have you ever heard of the James Dyson Award?
No, I know about the Dyson vacuum cleaners or something.
Well, the James Dyson Award
Yeah.
is so what they do is they offer a chance to win. I think it's like something like $45,000,
Right.
and it's an award given to designers of new problem-solving ideas. Well, the one in the running this year is a German inventor named Rebecca Weiss, and she won the James Dyson Award. Now she's been up to the front line for the big payout, so she's in the running.
Right.
Now you might ask, what did she invent or create or whatever that's such a great problem-solving idea?
I'm glad you're getting ready to tell me because I am on pins and needles, Joe. Can you let us know what it is she invented?
The testicle bath, birth control.
Testicle bath birth control.
That's what I said. Testicle bath, birth control.
So you give them a bath for birth control?
No,
Or-
this is a new male birth control procedure that
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
Rebecca Weiss invented.
Okay.
Now, she had a good backstory as why she invented it. She'd had
Okay.
some problems medically with female problems and stuff and whatever. So she had to try to figure out a way that her husband or partner or whatever. So what she did is she invented the testicle bath. It's called COSO. All right. What COSO does is it is a ultrasound testicle bath. And by using the ultrasound, it stops the sperm's mobility so it don't swim as fast as others, and so that it lays it dormant for a while. Now, it don't keep it dormant forever, supposedly. It lays it dormant for a while
Okay.
so that you can proceed and feel protected. You won't get pregnant.
Right on.
That ain't going to stop you from nothing else, but hey, at least if you get a testicle bath and your sperm gets put to sleep, hey, it's probably worth $45,000. What do you think?
So you're saying if you got active swimmers, and then you jump in the bath, and you hook these electrodes up to your business,
Now, I don't know. I ain't had to.
and then you zap them suckers with radio waves, and you slow the swimmers down, or maybe dead stop, then that's going to prohibit a baby from being happening.
They're not going to be able to swim fast enough to fertilize the egg when they have sex. Is what the story is told. And
I see these billboards on the side of the road. It says Dr. Webb. I think it's like 169. You can get in there and they'll take care of you. This is a surgical procedure. Just lasts just about 10 minutes. And boom, bang, you're done. And it's reversible. So why would you go through all this unless you just want to bathe your business? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, how is that like a good new problem-solving idea when you can just get the vasectomy? I mean, I don't know. I think that, look, I'm an old bull. You ain't castrating me. Not by no means. No, I'm going to keep my pair of boys with me until I'm gone. But you know, but it seems, I don't know what this procedure is going to cost, but it seems to me that it would be probably more inexpensive and less time consuming. Just go get the tie off and be done, or whatever.
Or just jump in the bathtub and get you a little 12-volt battery, set it over the side of the jumper's cables, and set them to time one to each nut and one to the other, and just there you go.
Why don't you try it out and tell me how it works out for you? Realistically,
And that'd be sold on TV for $19.95 with an additional $39.95 shipping and handling.
you just can't make this stuff up. I mean, look, I mean, it ain't nothing to do with
But you said some type of wave, so it's not necessarily
it's an
electricity.
ultrasound, just like you know when they go in and look at the baby.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. I guess they go in and look at your swimmer somehow and something to do. Now, how's that work? If an ultrasound can stop your sperm from moving,
They're sending waves.
It's got to be sending something
sonic
through there.
waves through.
well, how would that not stop a baby from growing then? Well, what's the different
No.
concept?
No, okay, so when they're doing the ultrasound, they're sending electronic waves through your testicles, and that's the electronic waves is what's making your
Okay, but I
swimmers-
understand that. When they're doing the ultrasound on a woman.
because that one's not sending electronical waves through you.
So you tell me there's more than one kind of ultrasound?
Yes.
Hmm.
They have ultrasounds for everything.
Hmm.
I ain't got no idea, bro. I thought an ultrasound
I ain't
was
got
an
no
ultrasound.
OBGYN neither, so I ain't
No.
got no ultrasound. Testicle bathing here.
Y'all spoken here. Come on in, y'all. How y'all doing? Bring your testicles on over here. Come on over. Into your testicles. We're going to slow those little swimmers down to where they can't really move anymore. It's like you're taking the life jacket away from them. So if they can't swim, you got no babies.
You know, the first thing I thought of when I seen that about the testicle bath was like that Palmolive commercial where that woman's dipping her fingers in the Palmolive soap. I can just see somebody with a little cup dipping her testicles in and saying,
Oh.
no, the testicle bath.
No, that's going to be the new challenge, the testicle
The
challenge.
testicle bath challenge. You heard it first on the Cracker Culture Podcast. I'm going to tell you what.
I don't think anybody's going to die from it, but I don't think it's going to be born from it.
The new testicle bath challenge. What corrosive agent can you withstand on your testicle region? I think you just dip your testicles in some Texas Pete and that take care of everything.
Testicle Pete.
Yeah, Testicle Pete. Testicle Pete for all your meat. Come on, come all, have a ball. It's testicle bathing. If some of you have, anybody got a chance to read a little bit of my blog, Cousin Larry has made it back in town.
Oh, he finally figured out where on the map it might be, or he had enough money for gas. Did somebody pick him up at the bus station? Because I know he didn't come in at the airport. There ain't no Cousin Larry money there.
Look here, I come in.
Or did he come up the Caloosahatchee River in a boat?
Look, last Sunday, back Sunday, I went to bed Saturday night, and like I said, you know, Sunday's my sleeping day. And I woke up, I thought I heard something, it was just before daylight. And I go out there, and here's Cousin Larry on the porch, passed out in the chair, with a bottle of my damn tequila in his hand. I don't even drink, it's a gift to me. He's got my tequila, and he's passed out on the front porch.
Well, I guess you might as well figure that with him, but I mean, still, So
Yeah.
so then I heard, then what happened after that? Did I hear tell something? You got him in the shower and got him something to eat,
Yeah,
and then he's out on your couch.
he crashed out on the couch and.
And he's not used to being indoors, is he?
Oh yeah, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think
I didn't want to give that cat out put that cat out of the bag. I wanted him to tell him when he come on the show because he's actually quite the Renaissance man. If you ask me.
Oh.
Yeah, he lives better than we do. Are you kidding me?
Well, probably true.
He got.
Everybody lives better than we do, too.
Yeah, some just keep living a little better.
Yeah, living large, baby.
You think about, like, I was watching today, the prices are going up everywhere.
On everything.
Everything. And I was fueling up. I put $100 worth of diesel in one of my semis because I normally fill up at Donnie Davis's place. All right. Well, I try to do that in the afternoons, but some mornings the truck might not have enough fuel, and I leave before Donnie opens. So I leave out about 4. Donnie don't open at 5. So I had to stop at a outside gas station and get some fuel. I got $100 worth of diesel just to make it to Donnie's. $100 worth of diesel. You know what? That didn't even hardly move the needle.
Not even an eighth of a tank.
Didn't even hardly move the needle, man. It's just sad.
And diesel, you're supposed to get pretty good fuel mileage. But not with a big truck, right?
We get that truck. I get right at 5 miles to the gallon.
Loaded or unloaded? Or
Loaded.
Loaded.
Yeah.
5 miles.
5
to the
miles
gallon.
to the gallon.
Oh my gosh! No wonder it costs so much money for freight.
Well, look, it's freight. Freight is going. It has no choice but to go up. It's sad that it's just what's going on now is eliminating owner-operators. The small-time truckers, they don't stand a chance with the current administration. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. And I know. And speaking of, I want to tell folks, I've got a friend over in UK. His name's Arthur, and he's an activist, and he's been speaking out against mask mandates, vaccines. But now I watched him. He brought up over there where a lot of the truck drivers in the UK, they're stopping driving. They're just shutting down because they're not going to get the vaccination. I hear tell that's happening here, and then they keep telling about the backup in the cargo ships and things like that. That realistically, somebody's putting a stop on that. Because as soon as Ron DeSantis says, "Hey, come down here, we're open for business," the very next day, I was driving down Alligator Alley, and it looked like a parade of cargo containers coming from off the ships, heading north.
Right.
So government plays a lot of games with people and
Well, I believe they stopped everything at the shipyards, and I think everything's set there. And I don't understand why they're not running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You need to hire some more people. We need to get some people down there. If it's inspecting the cargo ships and you got the boxes, you need to do it faster so you can get them on the trucks to get them where they're going. Everything got backed up because of the virus or whatever. And people, they wouldn't take loads from countries maybe that, I don't know. But it's just costing us a fortune. Who's making the money off of it? I'm really not quite sure. Hasn't the shipping been paid, but the cargo ship's been sitting there? I was reading, or somebody told me maybe, that like each cargo box on a ship is X amount of money. And they don't care how much weight is in it. They don't care what's in it. Just the dimensions of the box is all they care about. And that might be $5,000. So then each box on there is $5,000 to them in transporting fees or something like that.
Then when it gets over, it's got to clear customs and hold it. But they're blaming everything, a worker shortage, a trucker shortage.
I seen on TV, they showed a picture of the shipyard. There was 4 cranes. They showed it in the morning, and then a time lapse all day long of the cranes. The cranes never moved. If the cranes don't put the boxes that are clearly sitting there on the trucks can't haul them out. So it's not that there weren't trucks there. They weren't moving the boxes. How can they sit there all day long? That many boxes. There's got to be the ability to move some of them. Some of them had to clear customs. Some of them had the, okay
well, they
to
can't
go.
clear customs until they get them off the barge.
No, these are sitting on the docks. These are sitting there,
Right.
ready to go.
Well, I know I watched them barges out there in the ocean just backing up, and even some of the products that our company uses, we're being told that hey, because of this deal that's going on at the ports and stuff, he said some of that stuff stuck.
But who is it? Is it some new bureaucracy that was?
Yeah, it's called the new current administration.
But
Look,
I'm saying, did they put something in there that says you got these more steps to do to let this stuff in the country, or what?
Look, no. What has happened is we have. This is
It's not got nothing to do with COVID.
everything. Everything is going to be claimed to have to do with COVID. This is all part of the Great Reset.
Oh.
This is the step one and one of the key steps into pushing in a Marxist socialist agenda. And the problem is too many people sit back and don't say nothing and just, well, how's it going to affect me? Well, you're seeing how it's going to affect you now. When you go to the grocery store and everything's up, what's groceries up now? 20%, something like that? Fuel, what's fuel up?
Yep. And then ask yourself what your annual increase was this year was 3%, if that. So 3% and everything went up 20%. How does that compute?
No, it's.
But that's been,
Well, I know there's a better direction, but the country is not turned that way. And I thank God every day that I live in Florida. Look, Florida is the last stronghold. Now Texas, now I ain't even wrong, Texas is doing their part too, but Florida, we're the only chance America's got. I mean, look, people, and I get people all the time, they'll send me stupid comments about Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis or this one or that one. And the thing of it is that don't affect me. If you think you're going to get me riled up with saying something about Ron DeSantis or anybody else, you're wrong. That my skin's a little thicker than that. And even some of the stuff is amusing, the little memes and stuff. But we can all have a difference of opinion, and my problem is not the difference of opinion. My problem is the difference in the reality.
Right.
Now the reality's right there. You don't need no type of degree to break down. Everything is worse a year and a half later. You don't think so?
It's not worse. It's not any better. No.
You think it's the same?
No.
It's worse. How
No.
can you say it's not any better? It's worse.
It was worse when we were completely shut down. It was better when we had the ability to open, but then there's a surge. Then there's a second wave. Then there's a different flavor. And then so, it hasn't gotten any better in that respect. And
But the shutdown destroyed most mom and pop businesses.
Oh, for sure.
So
for sure.
how are we progressing in the right way? I don't understand how anybody could not open their eyes and say, wait a minute, this just ain't right. I don't care if you're a Republican, a liberal, a Democrat, a libertarian, I don't care if you're some type of Klingon. You can open your eyes and see that what's happening right now in the it ain't just the United States, it's all over. And like I said, again, I was talking about my friend Arthur over in the UK. He is going to do we're working on the show. He's going to be doing a show with me, and we'll talk about the differences in the United Kingdom, what's going on there versus what's happening here in the un-United States of America. And I hope that'll be an interesting show. And another thing, while I'm talking about the other shows, we did our first show with the man called Gunderson. He opened up to us, and we researched about PBB poisoning, which was horrible. It pretty much affected everybody in the state of Michigan back in the 70s, and it's affected generations for every generation thereafter. That was, that's part of the story. We was able to pretty much know that it was factual. However, he did lead into some other things. He's conspiracy theories and things like that. But I've saved the best for the later shows because it gets on to the point where this Gunderson starts telling me about messages in music videos, people that are in the sex trafficking and child trafficking trade. And, it's real easy to dismiss all that. And the one thing about this, Gunderson, the people that Gunderson's accusing of this, he actually has ties with. He sent me he sent me pictures of him and certain people together. He sent me as children now, not as adults, I'm talking about as children. So, I know he knows the people and the stories yet.
Right.
The stories for the viewer to decide. So that's coming up. That's going to be really interesting, the next topic on Gunderson. While we're talking about, I told you we're going to have some meet and greets with me and Lizard Dick, Marvin the Marshman, and Cousin Larry.
Who's back in town, but you didn't say what he was up to.
Well, look, right now he's just getting settled in.
He's probably going to have to go back to work. He probably ain't got no money now after being out rummaging around on vacation. What is that anyway, vacation?
There's a lot about, him being my cousin and growing up around Larry. There's a lot I know, and I'd love to tell it, but I'd rather it come out of his mouth. So he tells about a lot of things that people claim about skunk apes and Bigfoots and all this. He basically calls BS on it. He
We live out in there, don't he? He lives out amongst the trees and shit. That's where he's comfortable with. So what are you gonna do?
Well, I heard he got a place here in LaBelle, and I also heard he had an apartment somewhere on Marco. I mean, I don't know how he's doing it, but
I thought they lived out in the woods. I thought he lived
he's
out
got
in
a
the
place
woods.
in the woods. But I'm telling you, he's become a Renaissance
All
man.
right.
I'm
Well,
telling
I guess
you.
we'll have to hear the news on that coming up then.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hear that. But we're gonna do, and like I said, November 6th. I'm not sure who all is gonna be there. I'm thinking me and Lizard's gonna be there. Probably Marvin the Marshman. Hopefully Cousin Larry. And then we'll do it again in December. And in December we'll also have the Swamp Santa. That's on December 4th. So Saturday, November 6th, and then Sunday, December 4th, we'll take Saturday, December 4th. It's every day's a Saturday. It's the LaBelle Downtown Outdoor Saturday Market. That's what it's called. So we're going to be doing the Cracker Culture podcast live.
Live under the trees, baby.
Live from Barron Park in LaBelle. Yep. Beautiful city, beautiful place. And I'm glad to be a resident, to be honest with you.
And I'm glad to be a visitor. Yeah.
So again, like I said, we'll be the LaBelle Downtown Outdoor Saturday Market, Saturday, November 6th, and then Saturday, December 4th, taking a break in January, and we'll be back at it in February. And I guess that's the first Saturday of each month, except for January. And like I said, in December, I expect that you'll see the Swamp Santa and the Swamp Sleigh. They'll be out there in December. A lot of people has contacted me and asking me if me or anybody is going to be giving out Thanksgiving dinners this year. I'm sure that some of us will. The problem is I do not have the dates yet or where it's going to happen. As soon as I know, I will let everyone know. We are also coming up. Last year we had such a great success with the Swamp Santa and the Angel Tree. We're planning on doing it again this year. I'll give you more information. We're currently at this time having meetings discussing the Angel Tree. We do hope that you'll support the Angel Tree. If you know a family in need, there'll be a way to contact us, and we'll try to do our best to help everybody that we can. Let's get on back. So, Lizard, what's been going on with you here lately? Anything good?
Well, you know, just to work down there on the Fort Myers Beach there. We got still got the construction there of the Margaritaville hotel going in there. They pretty much demolished all the buildings except for one, which I think was that old liquor store, but not sure why they left it, but that's what's going on. Still people on the beach, still busy, still pretty hot out there, you know. Other than that, you know, just working, you know.
Man, I woke up the other morning, it was 68 degrees.
Oh, it's been cold in the morning. I ain't gonna lie, I turned on my heater in the truck. I know people are gonna like boot me out of the state and shit, but I don't care, I was cold. I'm a cold person anyway, so I'm cold-hearted, you know.
Yeah, that's because you're a lizard.
Right, reptiles.
Lizard called me on his way over here and told me he was starved to death.
Starving, baby.
And what do you do when your wife's sick and can't cook?
Wait a minute, it's coming to me. Let me transfer it to you.
Call the world famous log cabin.
Wait a minute, you're not talking about the log cabin?
The log cabin.
In LaBelle?
Right there on Hickapoochee.
Oh my gosh.
Man, let me
you
tell
called them?
Well, you ate
Were
it.
you able to get through on the line?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I did eat it. I don't know what steps it took
we got their cabin feast.
Right.
And their cabin feast come with 3 different meats.
Yep.
Beans, coleslaw, French fries, garlic bread.
Yep. I can tell you that I had the pork and the beef. I enjoyed the pork a little bit more than the beef, but I still enjoyed the beef. The beans, the baked beans, were fabulous.
I love the baked beans.
Fabulous. My waitress did not bring me a Texas toast, so I can't comment on that. And I do not eat coleslaw because I don't eat coleslaw. So I'm sorry, Joe, I didn't mean to hog the feet, you know.
No.
But it was delicious, wonderful. I eat there. As long as Joe's paying, I'll eat there any day.
And that seems to be status quo with about every restaurant we go to.
And that is not through no fault of my own. I offered a couple of times to give up a couple of dollars, okay? You know, if the bill's like $100, $150, I don't mind giving $5 or $10 to the cause, okay? But anyway, sorry about that.
No, look, I had to say, look, there's a lot of good local restaurants here in LaBelle.
Oh, you found a new one, right?
I did. I found, well, they new, but I haven't frequented. It's a little off the beaten path. I found a place called Abby's Deli.
Right.
And so I seen a picture. I'm thinking, man, that looks kind of good. And so I called a friend of mine. And I said, hey, you ever been to Abby's Deli? He said, man, I was just there yesterday. So I highly recommend it. So Miss Jessie had the girls at cheerleading, so it was just Solo Joe. So,
cheerleading, here we go.
Yeah, Solo Smoking Joe went to Abby's Deli and got an Italian sub. Let me just tell you something. I'll be back.
Fabulous, huh?
I'll be back. And you know, they're not advertised. I don't really hear much about it, but I don't know why, because the sandwich was really good.
That's usually the case. Is the small places that aren't noticed to have the best food.
Well, and here in LaBelle, I tell you, I know there's somebody supposed to be trying to open the steakhouse back up, and we need a different type of restaurant, because nothing wrong with the restaurants. I dine pretty much at all of them. You know, I'll be quite honestly, on the weekends, we normally go to the log cabin for breakfast. It's a very good breakfast and it's inexpensive. And, you know, the kids enjoy it, so that's where we normally go for breakfast. I do frequent the Pod, the Two Peas Cafe. They have some fabulous desserts. I'm just telling you that some of the desserts over there are just to die for. And the courthouse, I go to the courthouse once in a while. I'll get a steak or a Cuban sandwich in there. It's good. Foray Grill. You know, I go there. That's our Italian joint. But we need a good, hearty steakhouse. And with all the cattlemen out here, man, we need some fresh steaks.
Right,
man.
like brought in
Man,
from the field. Yeah.
We ought to be eating the best prime beef in the country around here. But, well, Lizard's getting a little bit tired.
Sorry.
Well, folks, we want to thank you for joining us on this episode of Cracker Culture, the podcast for real Floridians. I'm Smoking Joe with my co-host.
I'm Lizard Dick.
And we're going to be back at you here real soon. Please join us for our other shows that's coming out. Like I said, I want to come up with a new one on Gunderson. Remember, Saturday, November 6th, the Downtown Outdoor Saturday Market in LaBelle at Barron Park. We'll be there doing the Cracker Culture Podcast live. And you will get to visit and do a meet and greet with several of our characters. Come out, buy a t-shirt. Miss Jessie will have the merchandise out there. And Miss Jessie's company, which is the Cracker Culture Collection. And she does custom printing. If you want custom t-shirts, bags, can koozies, you name it, Miss Jessie will do you right. So you can contact us, her, or me, either one, at crackerculturecollections@gmail.com. This is Smoking Joe for the Cracker Culture Podcast. We love you, Florida. Love, peace, and gator grease, and we'll see you soon.